Megan Godfrey. I'm on the PR team here, and we're just thrilled to have you all here, and we thank you for your support of this first of its kind event that brings together players from baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. We have our 4 captains here this morning to give us some insight into their team rosters and what they're expecting for the week. Welcome John Smoltz from Team Baseball, Jeremy Roenick from Team Hockey, Jerome Bettis from Team Football, and John Barry from Team Basketball. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. We'll start with some comments from the captains, and then we'll open it up to the group here. If you have any questions for the captains, we'll make sure that you get some notes from them. John, you were very supportive of this event from the onset. Tell us why you're so passionate about this tournament format and how you're feeling about your team now that we're here for tournament week.
Yeah, we're all competition addicts up here, so that fits our mold. We love golf, we love competing, and we've all been part of team sports before, and so there's nothing like this. I know Jeremy and others have been begging for this for a long time, and we finally got it, and we couldn't ask for a better venue to showcase really all the common bond that we have in golf. We all played a different sport, we did it different ways. I have a lot of colorful personalities on my team, as well as this team, their teams as well. So team sports and team golf and celebrity, I think, is where the mark has been missed. Individual stroke play, that's for the PGA. Yes, we have tournaments for individual stroke play, but this is going to be one of the best things that we do all year and for the future. So I've been itching to get here, and can't say enough about how excited we are, and really the pressure's on us, and I'll just say that right now. The pressure's on baseball, so we're looking forward to living up to it.
Yes, the pressure is on baseball. Yes, I will agree with you.
Yeah, I was going to ask Jeremy about team hockey and how you put your roster together. I hear it's a very highly competitive roster, and you had a lot of people wanting to play. Talk to us about your team.
Yeah, very, very. By the way, thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Thanks to the Pro Cup and everything you guys have done, the hard work that goes into us being here, seeing the ground, seeing what you guys have produced for us and for golf enthusiasts to watch what I think will be one of the coolest events that we've seen in golf in a long time outside the PGA Tour. This is awesome for us. I mean, as John said, the competitive junkies that we are, you lose that opportunity to get competitive when you retire from your sport. And it's getting on the course and getting around the guys where that competition rises. And although we're all friends when we get out there, it's gonna be really competitive. And I just have to make sure that my team, the hockey team, plays no contact golf, because it can happen that sometimes. But we do have a tremendous team. There are 7 or 8 guys that I probably could have brought, but I think I got some of the guys that can play in front of people, because that becomes another aspect, is being able to play in front of fans and having that pressure. But yeah, the pressure is on baseball for sure. There's no question, and we enjoy that very, very much. And we'll just hide in the back and just like everything, when you're not looking, sneak up on you and give you a nice little shot, and hopefully win a couple matches.
Some fighting words there. John, everybody, did you have something to say in response to that?
No pressure for us. I mean, we seem to be the laughingstock of the 4 sports. John has made that abundantly clear
I have
to
not,
me
for the record, I have
since
not.
we've talked 4 months ago. So I say thanks to Tom and Nick and Emily and their staff of putting together an incredible event that I think is going to be better than anything that we've ever been a part of on a celebrity golf tour type thing. But this is the ultimate competition. We all want to do that after our careers, and I don't have to tackle Jerome. He's not putting me up on the boards, and I don't have to hit a slider from John Smoltz. I tee up my ball just like them, so it's as fair a competition as we can get. These are guys I watched as I was playing that I admire, and so many other guys. I was in the hockey room last night. Jeremy tried to kick me out because I was trying to see what they were doing as far as pairings. But it's just great. As people have gotten here, and now we're going to have all our guys, and tonight we're going to be hanging out in common areas, and I'm blessed to be here, and I thank everybody, and I can't wait for a great competition, and I'm glad the pressure's on baseball. Small, last time I played with Smoltz, he already told the story. He hit a hole-in-one on me in the 17th hole. and beat me in the match. I thought I was good to go, and so maybe I'll get one on him this week.
Yeah. Jerome, we had a lot of player check-ins yesterday. More people are coming today. Can you add anything else about the player experience here? What really compelled you to join this?
Well, for me, it was the opportunity, obviously, to compete. Like Smoltzy says, I mean, that's what we have been missing. As retired athletes, we get the itch, right? But we understand that the sport that we played in has passed us by, has long passed us by, let me say that. And that we still need that release. And this provides an opportunity for us to be competitive, talk a lot of crap. It's a lot of crap being talked, because clearly football and basketball has been underrated, and we've been talked about. Yeah, I think we're underrated too. I mean, that's what we believe, that we can bring something to the table, right? And so, unfortunately, the hockey guys and the baseball guys, they are arguably better golfers, but I don't know if they're a better team, because they don't really like each other. So we're excited about that. As football players, we have to come together. We understand we're the underdogs, and our body makeup doesn't necessarily fit golf. Because we got some guys that are big fellas, and so for us to be out on the golf course, it's not natural. It's not like a slap shot or hitting a home run, or even a soft jumper for that matter. But it's okay. We got some soft touch around the greens. We'll be fine. And yes, baseball is they're in trouble right now.
Who's your ringer for the football team?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to talk names because, see, I don't want to put any of my guys, I'm not throwing any of them under the bus.
That's what a good captain
Right?
would do. Yeah, right.
We are all solid guys, solid players. We come to play, and when we show up, they know they better be ready.
I bet they will be. All right, let's open up to the group here. Do we have any questions from our friends from the media and from this Tampa area? Oh, Alan, please.
Yes. Mr. Smoltz, Tiger Woods said that his favorite foursome was with you included. Does that put more pressure on you now that he's played really well at this golf course?
Well, Tiger is very kind. We played a ton of golf together. The statement comes with an asterisk. I don't know how many amateur players he's ever played with. So I'll take it as a compliment, but I also realize once he made that compliment, it ruined every game that I'll ever try to have with anybody that was arguing over strokes. So I had a blast all those years playing golf with Tiger, learned a lot, watched a lot, and I miss those matches because they were about as fun as what this tournament's going to be.
Awesome. Jason?
Have you guys played the course before?
I have only played 9 holes.
I played it once at the Pro-Am at the Valspar a few years back. Very challenging. There's no question. There's a lot of trouble out there. Greens can really give you a problem if you're in the wrong place in the bunker. Some of these bunkers situations are pretty hairy to get out of if you're a little errant off the tee or miss on your approach. It's going to be very challenging for some of these guys if they're not hitting it straight.
54 holes for me in the last day and a half.
Just got a chance to get a practice round. And the way we look at it is, if the pros struggle and have a rough time, then the expectation is not for us to go out and tame this course. It's for us to go out, play as well as we could possibly play, and at the very least, beat baseball.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sorry,
Jason.
Bob. I guess some of you probably in your careers you played down here in this area. I guess from your perspective, like kicking this tournament off here in kind of quote unquote paradise. I know the weather's supposed to be a little better this weekend. I mean, how does that feel to be around great golf, great beaches, all the area?
Yeah, this is one of I have a bunch of friends here. I've come down to Tampa probably for the last 40 years. We got a chance when we were playing baseball to play the Rays. And so it was one of my favorite spots just because I'm so familiar with a lot of the golf courses down here. So as far as, the weather, especially at this time of the year, we're blessed to come down here and experience better weather and warmer weather than except for these guys on the West Coast. So I'm a huge fan of the Bay Area and the golf because I basically played a ton of golf here.
I think John and I have to get used to the weather here. This weather's worse here than where we are in Southern California. So, these clouds and wind and rain. I mean, we don't see rain back in San Diego. So, yeah, we got to get used to the elements here too. It's going to be interesting.
You guys are spoiled.
You guys at Beach, in your respective sports, been in very high pressure situations, mental pressure. How does golf pressure compare or relate to that when you face those situations?
Well, I think it's much different than 4th and goal in the Super Bowl, but it is a lot of pressure when you've got people lined up and you got to hit your tee-ball and preferably straight, right? So that is a lot of pressure, and a lot of guys have played golf, but it's a big difference with tournament golf than regular golf, right? And so I think for most guys, they have played tournament golf, but there may be a few guys that it's a different element that they're in. So it's going to be a challenge, either way. And if we can put a little pressure, that always helps.
Are there any different nerves playing golf versus your home sport, your original sport? New nerves?
I've never been nervous in baseball, ever. That's part of what I grew up playing mechanically. Golf is a different beast. It's the most I've ever been nervous teeing it up. In tournaments, then you start getting used to it, and you start feeling the breathing is a little. But golf's a different tension and a different pressure. And what's going to be cool about this event, even though, let's just say, you've got some pretty darn good golfers, you still don't want to let your teammate down, and you want to hit a good shot. We've got great formats for the first 2 days that are going to ease everybody in, and then Saturday's going to be must-see TV for a lot of different reasons, because that individual play is what could separate the cup. So I just think it's a lot of self-awareness that goes on in a golf course that you may not have in your own sport. Everybody here has played in front of thousands and thousands of people, but when you're in your element, it's different. This is kind of out of our element, and you try to learn how to do it.
It's a good point too, because in golf, if we're playing baseball, playing hockey or basketball, you can get away with a couple mistakes and maybe have those mistakes go unseen. In golf, that doesn't happen. A mistake can be catastrophic to a round, whether it's a fluff chip, whether it's a bad putt, whether it's an OB ball, and the consequences are magnified with a mistake, and we understand that, and you know that. And to be totally honest with you, as professional athletes, we're very proud of being athletic, and now we're around people. You don't want to look bad and know that the people in there saying, geez, Jeremy Roenick sucks. You're not a good golfer. And that's in your head. There's no question about it. I mean, we have a pride in ourselves that we want to try to be the best in everything. And golf is an unbelievable way to humble, the biggest ego in the world. And you understand that when you're standing over a putt or over a shot, or have to hit a drive down the middle with like thousands of eyes watching you, and you're not playing your sport, right? It amazes me what the PGA Tour people can do, and what those guys can do in high pressure situations. Because I've been playing, a big dollar Nassau, and squeezing my club like I literally can squeeze the water out of my putter, and the nerves. I think that goes for all of us.
And what you have to always remember is golf is the one sport that the fans out there can go out tomorrow and play. Now, none of the fans are lined up for Major League Baseball, hockey, basketball, and football, so it's out of their range and it's out of their purview. And so this is an opportunity for them to measure us with them, and it was something that they could never do before. So this provides another opportunity for the fans to come in with a different perspective. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of fans saying, yeah, I can beat him, I can beat him, I can beat him, and they will be sadly mistaken because there is going to be some physicality to this. No, I'm just playing, but I think it'll be a great experience for the fans as well to get an opportunity to connect with a lot of guys that they've seen in their respective sports, but also it'd be a great opportunity for us. And one of the other reasons that I really loved the idea was that as athletes, we don't get a chance to really spend a lot of time with the other sports. And so this gives us an opportunity to spend some time with guys that we don't, under normal circumstances, be around. And it creates a bigger community for us to be able to speak to, relate to, and have a great time with.
You know, I think about also to add on the fan aspect, one of the reasons why I love tournaments like this is because the fans come out to support guys that they know are not in the sport, right? They come out because they were a Jerome Bettis fan or a John Schmaltz fan or John Barry fan or a JR fan. They come out because they loved watching us on television and they want to have an opportunity to get close to them and see them when they're in the town. So, and the great thing about, I think, all of the guys is they're great guys. And it's a great opportunity for fans to get autographs, get pictures, get to really see the personalities behind the TV star, right? The football star, the basketball star, the baseball star, and which is why I always say that fans should come out and support to watch, but just so they can come out and shake hands, because we'd like to meet them just as much as they love to meet us. We love it, and that's what sells tournaments like this. So we're going to be out. We're going to be open. We're going to be talking. We're going to be signing autographs. We're going to be meeting. We're going to be, kissing babies, taking pictures, and that's what we want to do because we want people to have a great time here, meeting us while we get our time to compete, right? So it all feeds off of each other. And that's why I think the Pro Cup did a great job in making sure that they got really good guys that understand the situation, and we're going to put on a good show for people, and then thank them for being here to watch.
Any other questions from the group? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask about how competitive this is going to be, but you guys pretty much knocked that right out at the beginning.
This will be the last time I talk to them for the.
So that brings up, how much do you guys play annually? How much have you prepared? How much of your life is golf now? That you are retired. I'm sure there's some on the team that maybe don't play as much. Some that, like John, are probably very good. So what's that like? Your kind of preparation, or how much do you play golf?
There's no athlete that's played more golf than John Smoltz. Am I right?
You're right.
John Smoltz has played more golf than any professional athlete in any sport.
He brought his clubs on the plane when he was pitching. You kidding me?
What do you mean? Yeah, he
If we
played
brought our
every day
clubs
he
on the
pitched.
plane when I was playing hockey, I'd get sent to the minors in a second.
I heard Dwight Freeney plays 36 holes a day, 5 days a week.
With Michael, yeah. With
Yeah,
Jordan.
but here's the problem. He's catching up. So he's got some years of catching up to do because he hasn't been playing for 20 years, right?
So
it's a
how
lot
much
of
do you
catching up.
play regularly?
I don't get a chance to play as much as I like because it's football season and I've got some other responsibilities, and I have 2 children that I'm just getting out of the house, and so now the last one's going. So my rounds are going to go dramatically up. But all you got to do is really look at the handicaps. You can tell how much these guys are playing, right? These guys there's some guys here with some great handicaps. So
Don't believe all
they're
handicaps.
playing, but they're playing a lot of golf. Trust me, guys are playing a lot of golf.
Well, that was my second question: is who's kind of surprised you as the captains on your teams that you said, "Wow, I didn't realize this guy can really play." Anybody stood out, or not to give away your ringers, but anyone that you kind of said, "Wow, he can really play."
We have, let me just get the cat out of the bag. Pitchers are the best athletes in all of sports. Okay, so
Are they actual athletes?
I'll tell you why. We had a choice to make when we were young. Did we want to play every day, play a position, which we could have done, or would you rather play once every 5 days, get a nice paycheck, and play golf 4 of those 5 days? So the difference between a pitching pitcher and a position player is, and I said this all the time when there's a lot of jealousy that goes around in baseball. I can't speak for the other sports, but there was a lot of anger towards pitchers. And I said to Chipper Jones one day, you bat and I bat. You field and I field. You throw and I throw. The only thing you don't do is pitch. So I don't want to hear you ever complain again. But our team has a lot of pitchers and some position players, and I tried to mix it in a way where I didn't just get all pitchers. So I think we got a good blend. And some of the diehard position players, as JB's saying, are catching up. I got some guys that are catching up for the time they spent playing 162 games a year. So let's just get that out.
Yeah, I will say that you are the most talented athletes without any cardiovascular problems. That's for sure. Yes.
And it's a lot of
ran for a living.
Ran from who?
it's a lot of fairy telling going on. The only reason he didn't have all pictures is because some of the guys couldn't make it. That's the only reason.
Truth's coming out.
Oh, one question in the back from Tom.
As you put these teams together, some of the friends that you've had for a long time, have you seen some blocked contacts come out or no responses from some guys that didn't get selected?
I may have to change my number. Baseball has a deep bench and a lot of players to choose from. And basically the guys that answered the phone first and said yes were the guys that made the team. So my phone is blowing up about wanting to, how do I get on this team next year? So.
Well, I think for hockey, I had a huge list that I could have gone to. We have some guys that are injured, some guys that have work commitments that they had to go to. The problem is now nobody really understands how great this tournament is, how professionally it's done. I had Dan Quinn, who is a plus 2 handicapper. After hockey, he went and caddied for Ernie Els. He's caddied in Ryder Cups, he's caddied in U.S. Opens, he's caddied all over the PGA Tour. And he said to me this morning that this tournament is as good as any of the PGA tournaments are put together, both by the amenities, by the class, by the way they treat the players. So it's going to be really difficult now. Everybody's going to want to get in this after this year because they're going to see what an unbelievable event it is. All the pictures are going to come out. You guys are going to see what it's like behind the scenes. Whoever decided to come here this year, they got the golden ticket because there's a lot of people that are going to want to come in, and it's going to be really a lot of satisfaction for me to say, no thanks, you said no to me last year. We're going to go with somebody else. And that's, I think, the beauty and it's the non-beauty of the first term, right? So we all jumped in with both feet, as our teammates did, and I think the world is going to see, and the sports world, the players are going to see that this is an event that everybody's going to want to get into, and it's just nice that we can control who gets in and who doesn't.
I'm still waiting for 3 of my guys to get here. So. I'm hoping the light gets in for 3 of my cats.
Alan, one more question from you.
Yes, since you're all golfers, can you each answer how many holes in ones have each one of you hit, if you've hit one?
I'll start. I have one a couple years ago, so I am extremely proud of it. Pitching wedge, about 142. Dunked it, yeah.
I have 5.
Yeah, I have 7.
I have 11. But one's on a par 4. I'm just saying.
Flex. Wow.
Please beat baseball. I'm cheering for hockey.
Anybody. As long as baseball comes in second, we have done our job, and this will have been a successful tournament.
I'm begging Tom and Nick that maybe we can pair up
That's right,
a team
that's
to
right.
beat them. Whatever, hockey, baseball, football, fine.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Games aren't won on paper.
They are.
They are not won on paper.
I will say this though, I do think whoever wins this tournament, which is why I think it's going to be great, it's going to come down to the last 2 groups in the last 2 holes. And I think that's how good the competition is going to be, and that's exactly how you want a tournament to be decided. It's going to be a nail biter. There's no question. There's going to be a lot of guys surrounding that green, a lot of people surrounding that green on 18 to watch those last two groups come in, because those points are going to be imperative for who's going to win this thing.
Closing question from Alan here.
Speaking of that, so Jeremy, talk about, it's been a couple months now, you making that Hall of Fame speech, and how has it been the last couple months?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good.
It was pretty humbling. I was getting real sick and tired for years after years at people asking me, why aren't you in the Hall of Fame? And I didn't have an answer. And everybody loves to be considered for that, but to be able to get that call for the Hall of Fame and to be able to experience what it's like to be on that stage and go in that room and see the names that are on the wall, I've never felt more grateful and just grounded. And the way I feel in the course of the day, I think how I represent myself has changed a lot just for that acknowledgement alone. So I couldn't be more happy and more grateful, and very, very proud. And I'm proud. I'm so happy. Everybody's been so gracious and saying congratulations. And I wish there was enough thank yous that I could throw out. I really do. But it's been a really great summer. So thanks for asking.
And what I would say with that was, I had to wait a couple of years, and the question is always, they say, oh man, you're a Hall of Famer in my book, and I would always want to tell them, your book doesn't count. I need to be in the big book. So I definitely understand that. Congratulations.
Thanks, Buster.
Awesome. Well, we have the team from Etzel here, Tom Etzel and Nick Clark, available for interviews too later today. But thank you so much for being here. Best of luck this week, and have fun in the first Pro Cup.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.